Before Ellie Goulding's albums Lights and Halcyon Days would go double and triple platinum, before Ellie would release Delirium and create the soundtrack for 50 Shades of Grey, before she would sing at Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding, before she dated Skrillex, Dougie Pointer and Nial Horan from One Direction, before she was even blonde. Ellie started life living in a council house in the small English county of Herefordshire. She acted out small roles in her school play and learnt to talk properly by watching British newsreaders. Ellie, a university dropout who recorded her first single Under the Sheets in her producer's uni dorm room, would go on to sell out stadiums across the world, working with artists like Tinie Tempah, Calvin Harris and Skrillex. And of course, becoming one of Taylor Swift's squad members. Squad goals. My name is Rebecca Felgate, filling in for Michael McCrudden, documenting the life of Ellie Goulding on Before They Were Famous. So as always, let us know in the comments section below who you would like us to document next. Eleanor Jane Goulding was born on December 30th, 1986 in the small village of Lyonshaw in Herefordshire, where she would spend her formative years. Her parents are Tracy and Arthur Goulding, her mum worked in a supermarket and her dad was from a family of undertakers. Ellie was absolutely heartbroken when her father left her and her mother. Her mother then went on to remarry a truck driver who Ellie would describe as horrible. Ellie is the second of 4 children with one older sister and a younger brother and sister. On her youth, Ellie said, "I was a classic angsty teenager. I was unhappy. I didn't like my stepfather because he just wasn't very nice to any of us." Luckily, Ellie would find solace in creativity. She picked up the clarinet at age 9 and she learnt the guitar at age 14. Ellie attended Lady Hawkins High School in Kington, where she would act out in the school plays. Her favourite role, back then, was the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, which she fulfilled when she was 15 years old. She later entered a school singing competition and won. It was at this point that Ellie knew that she had to absolutely become a singer. Ellie admitted she was close to falling off the rails and never achieving her goal as her friends got into drink and drugs, but she kept her eyes on the prize, knowing that she wanted to turn her life around. Now, Ellie wasn't sure that she wanted to go to university, but at the age of 18 she met a guy called Matt who was 30 years old, that's 12 years older than her, and he convinced her that an education was the best thing for her. Ellie studied drama at the University of Kent, only to drop out after performing at a university open mic competition. Luckily for Ellie, in the audience was Jamie Lillywhite, who worked for Turn First Artists. Now, he put Ellie in front of his boss and he was wowed. Absolutely blown away by her performance, the company convinced Ellie to leave her studies and move to West London, starting up as a singer-songwriter. It was in London that she befriended producers like Star Smith and Frank Music, who gave her songs an electro-pop twist.
Why can't we speak another language?
Now, with the new vibe in her songs, she began to build up a following online, with blogs like Disco Dust promoting her early work. One night she missed her train back home to Canterbury, but this was a good thing because on that train was her future manager, who convinced Ellie to set up a MySpace page. Following that, she recorded her first single, Under the Sheets, which became #1 in the iTunes free download chart. Where was this single recorded, I hear you cry? Why? Only in her producer's university dorm room. Classy. Whilst the single was top of the free charts, Ellie knew that she had to make money and she had little way to go yet. At this time, she doubled down, surviving on very little while making TV appearances on Later with Jules Holland and winning Sound of the 2010 poll held by the BBC. She also won the Critics' Top Choice Award at the Brit Awards, and this was all before she had released her first album. Finally, in 2010, Ellie released her classic track Starry-Eyed. Now, I remember listening to this, everyone in London was buzzing about this track. Ellie was definitely starting to get noticed for her incredible voice, and she helped herself increase her own popularity by covering famous tracks. One such track was Elton John's Your Song, which she performed at the British royal wedding between Prince William and Kate Middleton in 2011. Now, Ellie collaborated with Skrillex on covering Elton John's song. They also worked together on the track Summit. Now, these two were actually dating for 7 months, but unfortunately it didn't work out because of the long distance. Ellie released her her debut album Lights in February 2010, but it was when it was re-released towards the end of the year that it finally gained some traction, peaking in the UK charts at number 1 and the singles charts in the US at number 2. Ellie was on her way to fame. Ellie has gone on to earn $20 million and has even dated a string of high-profile guys. But we're not going to get into the rest of the story. You know the story because this is before they were famous. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Rebecca Felgate. You can find me on Instagram at MissRebeccaJ. I take a lot of photos of my food. Like it or lump it, I love it. So I've been covering for Michael McCrudden on Before They Were Famous, this incredible channel that does lots of biographies. Check out Michael's other videos on celebrities such as Lana Del Rey, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift. Until next time.